Hi everybody, my name's Andrew Ison, and I'm a professor at the University of Saskatchewan, and I'm just going to make a very short video to show you a little bit about Saskatoon, where I live. So today it's the 26th of November, and it's relatively early in the winter, so we've had snow on the ground here for about 2 weeks now, and the temperature's about, I guess, -8 today. So things are just starting up here in terms of winter. It will be winter here, or we'll have snow now until likely March or April, when it will melt. And so with half of the year, almost half of the year, covered in snow and very cold temperatures in this continental climate that we have here in the centre of Canada. So just ahead of us here is the school that my kids used to go to. It's an elementary school, and I'm just showing you that because the children at that school have to play outside unless the temperature drops below -27 degrees centigrade. So we're completely adjusted and we just get on with life at super cold temperatures. Of course, everybody complains about the winters, but you know, the thing about cold weather is you can easily deal with it just by dressing appropriately. You can always put on another layer, right? And you can be completely comfortable. If you're inappropriate, the only reason to be uncomfortable in this environment is if you're inappropriately dressed, right? We always say, you know, in hot weather you can only take off so much, but when it gets cold you just keep putting on the layers. So when I was at Imperial College, I did my PhD, and in that work I developed a model for soil moisture processes in the chalk aquifer systems just outside of London there. And I remember thinking when I did that work, do I have to worry about snow? Do I have to worry about the ground freezing? And of course I just ignored it, and of course that was totally fine in that environment. But when I came to Canada, I realized there's great opportunities in looking at these frozen cold regions processes. So it's very convenient to ignore it, and in many cases that's fine, but in many cases it's not. And actually I think it's the most fascinating part of hydrology, because there are still physical questions about how the processes work that need to be worked on. So we're just approaching now the campus of the University of Saskatchewan, and I'll take this time to mention that Saskatoon is a city in Saskatchewan, and we're located on Treaty 6 territory, which is the homeland of the First Nations ancestors of this area, and also the Métis people. So the Métis people were basically they are kind of a mixed race group between early European settlers and the First Nations people, and they had their distinct culture and language. And so, you know, living in this place, it's important to be aware of that history and the current realities for those communities, which are not always, in fact very often not, very amazingly good. So we have this thing about truth and reconciliation, where we're trying actively to live in harmony with the First Nations peoples of this area. So we always say this is Treaty 6 territory, and we honour and respect the ancestors of the land. Okay, so now I arranged for it to snow for you. I don't know if you can see it, but it's actively snowing right now. I'm sure you've all seen snow and you know what that's all about, but there you go. Right, so now we're on the campus of the University of Saskatchewan, and this is where I'll be talking to you from in our lecture. So, University of Saskatchewan is #1 institution for water resources research in Canada, and I'm pretty sure Imperial College is ahead of us at this point, but we have been going, up and down in the rankings. Not that the rankings really matter, but there you go. So we have a master's program called the Master in Water Security, which is essentially, because I helped to set that up, and I essentially copied the Imperial College master's program. And we also have lots of opportunities for graduate level research, PhDs, and master's programs. And the great thing about Saskatchewan, I found, is that we do a lot of field-based research. And in hydrology, the field work is really absolutely central to everything, because you can make a model do anything more or less. It's when you start to make observations that you start to make the real insights. So it's a great opportunity to work on field-based and complementing that with models, which is what I've been doing in my career here for the last few years. So just to wrap up, I'm looking forward to talking to you in our lecture, which is going to be about cold regions hydrology. I'll attempt in that lecture to explain to you how important it is at a global level. And we're in the start of the UN Decade for Cryospheric Sciences. So there's a big push at the UN level through UNESCO to work on this and recognise some of the challenges and bring the scientific community together to work on this. So I'll be talking a lot about snow, I'll be talking about frozen soils, and I'll be talking about streamflow generation in cold regions watersheds. All right, so look forward to talking to you soon.